Hi guys, I just filmed this and I messed with the camera at the end and I had to like film like a 10-second clip. It was stupid. And I talked about the paper for like 6 minutes. Um, I personally want to show you because that was how I messed the camera up, is how much can fit in the little holders. So even if you have like a ton of dies, like this is a pretty full one. It's got about 8 or 9 of the cards full of dies. I mean, most of them are full. And they, there's still room for like 3 more, at least 3 more, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know. But, they, don't come off. Like, I mean, obviously if you chuck it, it's gonna come off, like, common sense. But, and I don't want to have to put them all back on. But, I mean, you can see, like, and the reason why that you need the paper and why this is like detrimental to this working, because with the overhang you can get the smaller magnets and save a few dollars, and then it makes sense to put it on the paper to begin with, because if you just had the 5x7 magnets, slap it on a 5x7 paper, like what's the point of using the paper on the 5x7 magnets? You know what I mean? Like, at least this way you're saving a little bit of money by using the paper, so it kind of counterbalances. And you have to have paper between magnets, otherwise you're going to be, I've tried it without it. It doesn't work. I used to have them like this on like the stiffer magnets that are heavy, the 30, I think a millimeter. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that should be a millimeter. It seems smaller. But, so I had them on that, and they stuck together. They pulled the dies off. They were always coming off and like half sticking when you go to pull it, and then they tumble down to the bottom. It was just so aggravating. So you need the paper, and with the paper you're able to have a little bit of overhang, and they'll still stay on the magnet. And also you could cut the magnet to a different shape, like if you had a long die with no center, you know, or like a set like rectangles or something, you could cut 2 of the strips so wide way, you know, a couple, you know, cut one down into like 2-inch strips or something, and put them that way, and then, you know, you could put the bigger dies on there if you needed to. What was I think? What was the other thing I wanted to say? Like, because, you know, if you have a stacked set, you know, you're gonna have ones that are loose on the far edge, and you're gonna need a way to hold those on. Okay, so there was one other thing I wanted to tell you about. Oh yeah, okay, now I don't need to tell you this anymore. I can move this out of the way. So, and that's all, like, I have a lot of dies, guys, and this is all the sentiment sets that I have that aren't, like, a Lawn Fawn, that, like, even, I think I put, like, some of my, like, name brand dies in there, that weren't just full sets of all dies, you know, and I have plenty of room to grow. Okay, so the paper. This is, look at that dirty piece of paper. Accent Opaque, 120 pound cardstock from Amazon. It's like $12.99 a ream, which is the big thing. This is 110 pound, Michaels. And you saw how like hard and stiff those magnets were on there. Like, those weren't bending, especially with the magnet to back up the strength. 2 pieces of score tape holds the magnet on. It's all you need. You don't need to go all the way around the edges or put 5 pieces. You could put like one long, you know, like one long, maybe one little short one in the middle if you really wanted to. But I just go right here. Boom, done. And they stay on. I mean, you gotta use good, you can't use cheap tape, because then it's not going to stay on. I wouldn't use a tape runner, but score tape, 2 pieces, you're good. Because you're not bending it and moving it around. It's not going anywhere. It's just staying stiff in there. So this paper is so good. It's good for crafting. It's good for die cutting, if you want to make stack die cuts. I spent a lot of time talking about this in the last video I recorded. I'm not going to do it this time, but it's really good crafting paper. But it's really good for anything storage wise that you need, like for your dies, for your, you know, in your you know, where do I have one? Like in these things. Like, I have paper that I had that I didn't want to use, that has a white core, and when it cracks you can see it, and it cracks easy, so I don't use that. But in those stamp storage pockets, it's good for that because it's very sturdy. And for crafting, like if you need to make stacked anything, it's so thick, you need like half as much. For the magnets, these are the 4x6 Marietta non-adhesive 20 millimeter magnets. You have to use the rough side. Always remember that, because I taped it down the wrong way and been like, why isn't it sticking? I got a faulty magnet. And these are the 5x7 30. There's really not there's a difference. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say like these are better, but like you're gonna save money, a good amount of money, getting the 20 over the 30. You're gonna save a good amount of money getting the 4x6 over the 5x7. You need to put it on paper regardless. You're gonna get the same thickness and strength of having this weight magnet if you just put this on there. And that's a fact. Even if you used the Michaels paper, even if you used any 110 pound cardstock, you're gonna get the same thing, and you're gonna have the edge around the overlap and the ability to pull them apart. You not even need to pull them apart; they'll just come apart. You don't have to worry about your die sticking. That is like the whole thing that makes this a workable system, and the whole reason I like it. And these are so much more money. This is what I used to use. Oh, I would only buy the 30 millimeter. They hardly ever have them. They're super expensive. And they only come in like 25 packs. And even if you could get a 100 pack, they'll be like $100. It's crazy. These are super cheap. They're like 100 of them for $40 at regular price if you don't wait for a sale. They will go down to 30. Do not buy them right now. Wait until they go to 30. Don't be silly. Like, if you're doing this to have a cheaper way to store your dies, or a more convenient way to store your dies, don't spend the extra money. Especially not right now. That's 2 gallons of gas. That's crazy. So, sorry, everybody's sleeping. I don't want to be loud. I didn't say that before. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say that was important. I don't think so. I said the thing about you can cut these down very easily. You have the overhang. You have this. I will link this paper. I will link these dies. I will also link. I don't need to. Once you find these, you'll be able to find. They'll just keep suggesting Marietta dies to you. It's like the brand Amazon sells. Just make sure if you get ones not besides the ones I link, make sure they don't have the adhesive on, because you're gonna pay for the adhesive, and you don't need unless you want to have it stuck all the way down the paper. But I still think it's worth paying for. We have scored. We can go to Dollar Tree, pick up a roll of that, and use that. And it's cheaper than the adhesive magnets. That is all I had to say. This has been 8 minutes. I will put the links. I just figured out how to do links on YouTube, and I'm very excited. I'm no longer an old lady. Congratulations, babe. Okay, bye.